people out there, and I think it's maybe an older generation, maybe not, who don't like a text. In other words, like I think you'll meet somebody out and they, and again, I'm gonna say maybe it's they're a little bit older, but they don't like text. They're old-fashioned. They like to be called on the phone or whatever. Is it something that they should realize? Hey, you know, it's 2010, 2011, whatever year we're in right now. They need to kind of accept it. Are they people who didn't like email back years ago
until
before email, until they kind of had to, or are they right for sticking with their sort of old-fashioned, the guy should call
chivalrous attitude?
A little bit, yeah.
I think texting is the new calling. I mean, nobody likes talking on the phone. Nobody. That's out of your way. Thank you. But it's true. I mean, I think that we are living in 2011, Phil. Get this man a calendar, and I think it's okay to text. I think those people need to understand that that's kind of
Layla,
the age we're living in.
What do you think?
I love email. I love text. I think it has a time and a place.
Okay.
To everything there is a season.
I have been asked when I've met guys, they've asked, is it better to call you, text you?
That's a good.
Actually,
that's
he's
a
being
good.
straightforward.
And I will tell you,
that's good.
So I will tell them I have a job where I cannot be on the phone at all during the day. I
Okay.
have no time to even listen to voicemail during the day.
Right.
So I do say, text me during the day.
Now, how do you feel
Easier.
about that when he's asking up front? See, to me, that shows a little bit of, drive.
I think it's great though that he
That's
asked.
great.
Because one thing I was going to say was I think if somebody doesn't text, you know, if you meet a woman and she's just not into texting, then
you know.
they should tell you. I think nowadays, in other words, if you get a woman's number, she should say, hey, I'm not really into texting, just so you know, or, you know, so call me.
I still have friends who don't have they will not even be able to, their phones aren't able to accept text.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the women that
Well,
I
enough
text,
about Phil.
well, most of the women I text have phones that aren't able to accept text messages.
Wow.
Then I have other friends who only know how to communicate.
Topic
That's
for
at least what I
another
tell
day.
myself. Okay, so if you have a phone out there, rotary or otherwise, or any type of communication device, please feel free to get in touch with us and tell us what you think about texting, what is acceptable, what is not. You can call us 877-PULSE-411, tweet us at The Pulse or at Single Mentality, and an email, actually, at single.mentality@yahoo.com. You can do that email at any time, and we can address it maybe next week if you see this on demand later on.
Now, Phil, do we prefer them to call, or do we prefer them to? I think we should.
Yeah, well, since we don't have text.
In keeping with today's
we're telling
theme.
them that we don't text.
See, we're
All
giving them a myriad of options.
See, here's a good option that somebody that I know does. They will, after they meet somebody, they will send a text and it will say something along the lines of, it was great meeting you, blah, blah, I'll give you a call later this week about getting together. Which I think is
perfectly
an effect.
lovely.
Yes, exactly. Because I think it does a couple things. First of all, it establishes that you're gonna call. So you're like, okay, you know, you're the kind of guy that's gonna call.
And you're not blindsiding like her or him. It's
Exactly.
like, oh, you know what I mean?
And also, you're starting the potential texting exchange. So if she's into it, she'll, you know, you can maybe be texting a little bit beforehand.
Great meeting you two. Look forward to hearing your voice on the phone on Thursday at 9
That
p.m.
is so bitter.
Business text.
Bitter.
I didn't think so.
I also think that when you text first and email first, whatever kind of non-call, it gives you a little more, it gives you more stuff to talk about when you finally do meet.
Yeah, I think that
Or talk.
being on the phone just sucks. God bless texting. You know what I mean? So I think people are nervous on the phone. Isn't that one of the topics you want to talk about? People they feel pressured.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we talking about meeting people to eventually establish a relationship with them?
Of
For
course.
an extended amount of time?
Possibly.
So you're going to have to talk to this person.
Of course.
Yeah,
but-
like,
Duh. First of all, the
Duh.
word duh comes to mind. But secondly, at the beginning, you don't know where it's going and you might be a little nervous anyway. Sometimes people get nervous for dates. Not this guy. But I'm just saying that you might at the beginning feel a little nervous, and I think that's the ability to
Alright.
text and not have that contact if you're not good on the phone.
You're
Some
so
people
convincing, Brendan. I
Some
agree
people
with
aren't
you.
good on the phone. Some people need an Apple on the phone, a la George Costanza. You know, it makes George feel casual. But some people aren't good at speaking on the phone.
I know a guy who used to make notes. And by the way, his name is not Phil Ayu, but he used to make notes before he would call a girl for the first
His
time.
name is
and,
Bill
you know.
Ayu.
But he's a good guy anyway. Okay, so in a second we're going to get into thoughts about like how to do it, different, you know, a little bit of advice as far as texting is concerned. One thing I came across that actually is a very good Actually, Kyle's going to show that flirt texting thing. This is it's a website, and it may even be a book as well. 2 women basically giving advice on how to flirt via text. I came across this in doing research, and it's actually pretty good. Like, a lot of the stuff you find online is crap. Not, of course, on the Pulse Network, but this is actually pretty good. They have some good tips worth checking out. The website is flirttexting.com. Okay, so it's important, first of all, to be playful and fun, flirty. Okay, agreed, Layla?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I agree.
All right.
Trying to read this.
she's
You,
like-
trying to, no, you can check it out later on.
In 10 minutes.
It's also, and this is one thing that they said on one of their videos, which I thought was important. Be funny and different, because if they're an attractive woman, they're going to get a few guys
Right.
talking to them, and they may give their number out to 2 or 3 guys. And probably most guys are going to respond or text with, hey, it was nice meeting you, let's get a cup of coffee sometime. They're saying, be the third guy who's different.
Sure.
Say something a little funny, a little whatever, that separates you, which I thought was
I think that applies to all interactions.
What did they give an example of funny?
They did, actually.
Such as?
Okay, one of the things they said was, would you like to have dinner tomorrow night? Check yes or yes.
Oh, God.
No?
Somebody
No, I
call the
don't.
lane police.
Anyway, well, check out the flirt texting girls. They're pretty
I
hot,
don't think
actually.
so after that.
Anyway.
No, I'm just kidding. It might be fun to look at, of course. Like you. I
Don't
don't
listen
know.
to Brendan. Okay.